Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Finder, Pathfinder Thursday Finder, Thursday group, whatever the hell you want to call it. When we last left off, our team of intrepid adventurers had made their way back to Hammerfell and dicked around a whole bunch. Ogres, they avoided some ogres on the road, and the ogre went to go get his allies under the behest of Tibbles to come to Hammerfell and meet him. So he went and did that. And now those ogres are in a bar somewhere, drinking a lot of dwarven ale. Um, the
That's on
others,
page.
well, we'll find out what they're up to. Yeah, a lot of dwarven ale on Paige's dime. Okay, so let's do character introductions, and then we can move directly into what's going on today. We'll start left to right, so we'll go Troot, Yin, Peepers, Necro, then Bear. So Troot, tell us about Ferris.
Oh, I play Ferris, level 7 Catfolk Ranger. Friggin' hates devils, but likes killing them. Also, recently been majoring in being a creepy bastard, stalking a party member. So yeah, that's what Ferris is all about right now. Stalking his party member.
Pretty accurate.
Stalking his party member, yes. A common pastime for those of us who are very, very, very
Yep.
odd. Okay, Yin, tell us about Zorn, my good sir.
I play Zorn. He's a green-scaled kobold wizard, and he's got some blood mage in there too, so he uses his blood for magic. He is currently planning to help Tibbles in destroying Hammerfell with the Gate Scroll.
Those guys
Because
are.
fuck the dwarves. They enslaved me for several years and killed everybody I loved. So
Wait, what level are you guys again?
7.
That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure we put that in there somewhere.
oh yeah,
Tibbles!
Tibbles is a gnome sorcerer. He has been entrusted with the important task of wiping out the monstrous race known as the dwarves, and therefore earning his freedom. It's very important to him.
Good. Necra?
My name's Nicola. I play Paige Smith, who is the librarian in Hammerfell, an archivist bard, and will politely remind you that you don't understand because she's done the research.
Bear!
Oh my god. I'm Bear. I play Kaylin. She is a half-orc war priest with the fire and war domains. She doesn't quite know who her divine patron is, but hey, maybe we'll figure that out, or maybe we'll all die. We'll see.
Do the Batman.
Could be a little of both!
Could be a little of both. Never know. Thankfully, can't be worse than true neutral, but even then, that can still be bad. She has no idea why she is stuck with this group of people, but hey, she at least kind of trusts Paige, so she'll help her out, as far as that goes. But she spent 10 years killing orcs, and now she's killing devils. How that works out, I don't know. That's just how things happen sometimes.
It's just swag baller. That's the only explanation.
It's just swag baller.
Just
Okay.
swag baller. Okay, so our team is, of course, all off doing their separate things. It has been a grand total, time skip wise, of 2 days since the last session.
Okay.
So let me know, and we'll do this individually as we usually do when we do time skip stuff, what you've been doing for the last 2 days, and then we'll set up what's happening right now. True what has Ferris been up to for 2 days?
Well, he's continued to be a creepy bastard and basically stalking Kaylin, sneaking in at odd hours. Like, I know he's aware that she only sleeps for 2 hours, so he tends to go in there and just watch while she is sleeping because he can
Dear
do that,
God.
and she literally cannot notice him.
Yep.
So that's what he's been doing.
Dear God.
Wow.
She had the paranoid trait before this all happened.
Yep. But yeah, that's basically what all Ferris has been doing, following Kaylin around.
So you've just been stalking Kaylin,
Yep.
is what you're saying.
Yep.
Cool.
There's gonna be some conversations going on, but no, take that later too.
God.
All right. Yin, how about Zorn? 2 days. 2 days of time. What's Zorn been up to you?
Pretty much nothing. Like, he's been waiting for Tibbles to just get back to him about the whole, we're killing everyone now.
Waiting for
It's just kind of like,
waiting for the apocalypse.
like, maybe he'll, like, do sort of allude, like, how do I put it? Allude to
Ooh.
it? To, like, dwarves that piss him off. He's like,
You're all gonna die someday. God damn.
Really soon. Maybe Tuesday.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen eventually.
Oh my god.
Stupid dwarves. Anyway. Peepers, how about Tibbles? What's Tibbles been doing for 2
Tibbles
days?
has been teaching Zorn every single spell that Tibbles knows.
Okay. Alright.
Would you like a link to my character sheet, Yin?
nah. I don't think it's even possible to learn
In
from
2
sorcerers.
days? I don't
Yes,
know.
you can. You absolutely can, as long as I expend a cast of the spell.
Oh, yeah, and you got 2 days, so it's all good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you teach the full book in 2 days? I don't know how
What's
it
that?
works.
Yeah,
Can you
I just have to
Because
expend
it's
a
like
spell.
it's like spellcrafts. Like he casts them, and then as long as Yin is like,
Alright.
It'll just take a bit to actually put in the spell book.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's 2 days, so it's probably fine. I'm not gonna bother too much with it. Necra, what has Paige been doing for 2 days?
Dealing with the ogres that think that Paige Smith asked them to come. I've got like an actual thing that I need to do. These people are here and I need to get rid of them.
It's true. The ogres have set themselves up in the tavern, the Brawny Bruiser.
Yeah, I need to get them out.
And they have been copiously consuming alcohol for the time
This is
they've
why I
been
need
here.
to get them out.
Okay, all right. Let me give you a map that we
Paige
have
is
here.
flush with cash with her sweet librarian job.
All of her pay is going towards these ogres. For a second, while this map was loading, I just had Bread Peasant just pop up really, really large on that
So I
screen.
put Paige on the map. You can see as you walk into the Brawny Bruiser that the ogres have arranged themselves around the bar, and each of them is taking like 2 chairs basically to like be able to sit there. And even those 2 chairs seem to be buckling under the weight of these huge beasts. The bar is just covered in like spilt drinks and like, you know, half-eaten hunks of meat and, you know, food that they've ordered. The males, you know, they're just chowing down, sitting around. Len is among them, of course. But there's the female ogre, who you don't know the name of yet, who is just sort of with them, appearing to be sort of overwatching them, so to speak. Clearly the in charge one of the group. She's got a couple of flagons of various alcohols in front of her, and she's clearly been consuming quite a number of things. So there you go. Those are the ogres as you walk in.
That's awesome.
They don't even turn around to look at you or anything like that. It's just like they don't even care.
And I will call for Len.
Len looks up as you call his name. Over at the doorway, he kind of blinks like, "Who the fuck?" You know, like sort of thing. And gets up from his seat and lumbers over. He
You were
goes,
looking.
"Yeah,
You were looking for Paige Smith.
yeah, but I already told you. Ain't the right Paige Smith, man. You're too tall. I needed a little one."
What do you need the little one for?
That's the one what I've been talking to before about things.
Do you remember when I turned in to look like Paige Smith?
What?
When there was 2 of her.
Yeah.
I'm the other one. You can talk to me.
What?
Wait, Did you just say the one that the real
Wait, the
Page
one
Smith
that
would
you're
kill?
offered to pay to kill?
What? You? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna roll some stuff.
Okay. I don't know where you got that was a good idea, Paige.
Oh shit. Okay. So you're lucky he's drunk. He's clearly having trouble keeping up with the conversation, and instead of catching on to the fact that you basically said you were the one that you'd been asked to kill, for money for the other one, you know, like he doesn't get it at all, and sort of
That's
just
fine.
stares at you like,
I had this in my memory that we established that we told Len that Paige had dressed up. That
No, we didn't.
Sybil's had
No, I
disguised.
told you that I had dressed up as you. I never told the ogres that
nah,
I
the
had-
ogres never got any
The
information
ogres
about
don't
that.
know.
Yep.
I would
No.
never tell ogres that.
Because I told the captain of the watch why they were asking for Paige Smith,
Yeah.
and I've assumed that he told them because he said, "I'll tell them."
I don't
think
remember, but anyway, it's not gonna get you in trouble. So
I don't think you're going to
I
explain
need
the
him to.
intricacies of illusion magic to an ogre.
yeah, he's not super
I-
smart. He doesn't really get it anyway. He's looking at you like, no, you look. We need the little one. Bring the little one, and we'll talk to him. We're here because he told us to come here to help him with something.
Well, he told you to ask for Paige Smith, so obviously he wants you to talk to me.
But he told me he's Paige Smith. He didn't tell me to talk to any humans.
Did he not just say talk to Paige Smith?
No, he said I am Page Smith.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the ogre.
Okay. Just making sure that you remember this.
No. He said his name like I'm Len. He said I'm Paige Smith. Okay?
Right. Because obviously, like, I have to ask it this way because I don't know how that conversation went because I didn't hear it.
Ah,
So I'm going.
okay.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
I'm trying,
She's
I'm trying
it's
to catch
it's
him in
RP. Let's keep it going. It's good. Like no
Right,
need to
but
drop out of
honestly,
character or interrupt
nice.
out of character. Let's just keep going.
Right. So, do you want a message? Do you want me to pass a message on? I'll try and pass a message on if you want.
Tell him to come see us here.
Right.
She wants to talk to him. Like
Who's
thumbs
she?
over at the.
Who's she? I don't know your friend. Sorry, Lynn.
Oh, she's kind of in charge of the family.
Oh, is this your family, Lynn?
Oh yeah. My two. He points over at the bar, and he's like, my two. Well, I guess one is a brother, and the other is kind of a cousin, but also brother.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Also a little bit my dad.
Yeah. He's like, you get it, and she,
Okay.
she's kind of
Of
important
course.
with the rest of us. So.
Okay.
If you knew my mom and my uncle, you'd understand the situation.
It's more like he's trying to describe that every ogre in the family is lain with this female.
Yeah, I got that.
Paige, do you
Okay.
feel tempted to taste the sweet forbidden fruit?
What if Avada pointed at self?
This is a rare chance for knowledge, Paige.
Wow. You guys are monsters.
Imagine the books you could write about it.
No.
What the time I
Less
was cleaved
volumes
in,
about that.
the time I
Ogres
was cleaved
everywhere
in
would
two
well love
without
it.
a wi- Yeah,
Death
an
by
untapped market.
snoo.
yeah. The time the human was cleaved in two without use of a weapon. I don't think so. I will be leaving that one.
So Len just kind of shrugs and goes,
Okay.
"We
I'm
need
just like-
we need the little one. But we're gonna be here and nowhere else to go or anything. So, yeah. And he sticks a finger deep into his nostril and picks out a large chunk of nose gold and flicks it away.
I will just leave. I got nothing. Like, I got.
Paige is just like so tortured by all the antics. Fucking Tibbles.
You know how to solve this? Letting him die.
I didn't know what to do with them.
I'm not talking to you, Tibbles. I'm talking to Paige.
Well, kill the ogre.
Zorn is always right, you know.
Oh my god.
Why is Zorn Jamaican, son?
Anyway,
Oh, like,
so that goes down. And
Oh.
actually, Paige, how much time during these 2 days have you spent in the library, if any?
like, well, I mean, this is. I would have done this immediately.
Okay, yeah.
There is literally nothing that I can do to do this, so I will send for Tibbles because we are going to go together, and I will be spending the rest of my I've totally hermited up. Like I want nothing to do with anything right now. I've got this talking axe that I need to work out. I'm also waiting for the clergy to get back to me. Fuck you, camera. I'm also waiting for the clergy to get back to me so that I can actually deal with that situation. So that I can find out if I can just destroy this axe.
True.
And I'm actually doing stuff. I'll let these people fucking
Not like these people just sitting around waiting for the world to end.
fucking naysayers and the harbingers of doom.
Anyway, cool. All right, so we'll just skip over for a moment to get to Bear and what Kaylin's been doing for the last 2 days, and then we'll be back in the action.
Alright. Well, she was thinking of leaving, but suddenly ogres showed up, so she's probably going to be sticking around for a few days, just in case.
True, ogres are close cousins to orcs.
They're big and stupid, but no, she's gonna stick around just in case anything happens. Because while she knows one of the ogres, the others are kind of wild cards at this point, so she'll mainly actually be helping around the lower class areas of Hammerfell with the rat folk,
With the rat
because
folk,
they're
okay.
still settling in. If they need help like building or repairing or anything like that, she'll
Yeah,
she'll be around
there's
them.
certainly a lot of like shanty sort of stuff going on with the rat folk, and you know, building proper buildings and like getting things sort of set up in a way that isn't like makeshift is important to them.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna help with.
There's a lot of sort of patchwork going on. Many of the rat folk don't seem to mind sort of having like a close, sort of small house society, which is kind of what's going on. But yeah, I mean it's sort of not as civilized as the dwarven side of things. And getting all that set up is always good. As soon as you come anywhere near the rat folk, in Hammerfell, Sniv makes another appearance, very very readily, sort of like in his hometown now, and he's sort of seeing you interacting with them, goes over to you, sort of like, it's that's nice to see you back here. At this point in time.
Nice to know I'm not being followed on the road anymore.
Yeah. Not following you. No, I'd never do that anymore. Since the last time. But if you get time and the whole group of your travelers gets together again. If you're still working with them, maybe you're not. I don't know. But if they do, the leader, the chief, wants to speak to you with the council. So just let them know that they can come and talk to our leadership. Soon would be good. Or they might find someone else, and I think you're probably the best people to talk to.
I'll send word. Okay. I'll see if I can gather everyone.
Good. Bear, roll knowledge local.
Okay. It's not a class skill, but I got ranks. Okay.
So
Uh. One.
I'm following her and listening in on this. Do I get a roll as well?
You sure?
I'm not even gonna roll perception. Just assume she doesn't see you unless you're being incredibly obvious right in
Hi!
front of her face. Yeah, exactly. Like, hi, Kaylin. I'm not gonna roll.
Like, I'm waiting for the time that someone says something
I don't
really,
know
really
shit,
interesting.
but
So, Bear, you hear while you're walking around the sort of rat folk slums, so to speak, you hear a lot of talking about something happening below in the sewers of the city. You hear a lot of like, oh, Resi went down there and she never came back. Down tunnel 344A. Like sort of stuff. Like don't go down there if you can avoid it. Like that kind of sort of muttering as you're wandering around helping out, sort of stuff. This couldn't be an OTO encounter.
Exactly. As soon as you mentioned sewers, I'm like, well.
It's actually not an OTO encounter, though I may put one in there now.
It's okay.
So you hear some of that stuff.
Okay. Does this mean anything to me other than something is in the sewers?
Does it mean anything to you? What knowledges do you have?
I only have 2. I have religion and local. Yeah.
No. You realize that there's something. If excuse me.
Bless you.
If people
Bless
are
you.
disappearing for good, then it must be something dangerous.
Okay. How deep or extensive is the sewer system?
You have no idea.
Okay.
You don't know anything about the sewers of Hammerfell.
All right. I tried.
You could ask of rat folk,
If Sniv is still there, I will be like, hey, how intricate is Hammerfell's sewer system?
Okay, yeah, no, you can definitely ask Sniv. I mean, he's easily accessible when you're around the rat folk. Like, he's probably watching you and waiting for an opportunity to talk to you.
Okay, then yeah.
Pretty much all the time.
That's good. Yeah.
So he
Poor guy just wants a friend.
yeah, well, he here's the question. It's sort of like it's they go well, they go a really, really long way down into the mountain and drain out all of the sludge and sewage out one of the base passageways, a large overflow area. But there are countless smaller flow pipes and tunnels beneath the mountain that may lead many places. The map of the entire sewers is notably absent of some places because we don't go there. We did not. That doesn't need our assistance, and nothing flows through there, so we leave it alone.
Okay. And I just caught word of some people going missing down there in certain areas.
Yeah. There are a few of our workers who haven't come back for a while, but they sometimes go missing for days and then show up again. So it's not so unusual to sometimes have this happening, but we know the risks. He doesn't seem to be like sort of trying to tell you like immediately like, yes, go and check this out right now. It's really weird that like rat folk are disappearing, but it's clear that he's also like sort of like, not avoiding it, but like not trying purposely not to make a big deal out of it. Kind of.
Okay. Is this related to what your leader wanted to talk to us about?
They don't tell me what they want really, but probably. I think. I can't think of any other problems.
Okay. Well, I'll gather everyone and bring them here. Maybe today, if Paige will come out of the library. And I'm just
Well.
gonna turn and leave. And get
Well.
Paige, first of all.
With the library consuming Paige's days, all I
Yeah.
need is get her 5 cats and she'll be distracted in the evenings.
I'll try and gather the party. I won't bother with Ferris. I'll just see if he shows up at some point.
He does.
Yeah,
He
because
shows
she's
up.
just assuming at all points in time that he's following her.
That he'll show up at some point.
Yeah. Like, even
Like,
if he's not
you've seen
following
him,
her,
like,
she thinks
once
he
or
is.
Twice.
Yeah.
You've seen him like once or twice, and that's enough with your
Like
paranoid.
catching glimpses and being. So yeah, I will make the effort to let everyone know, except Ferris.
Except for.
I will show up when you try to find Paige. Conveniently walk out of an alleyway type thing. Oh, hey guys! Who would have thought you were here?
You creepy motherfucker.
But yeah, so if you can get everybody together, then
Yep.
they'll receive you at any point in time. Otherwise, you guys are free to do what it is that you wish to do, or any research you wish to partake in, Paige, or so
Yep.
forth.
Well,
Some
so
praying, of course.
And pray.
I need to get a hold of Tibbles.
You need to get hold of Tibbles. Okay, well, Tibbles, where are you at? Are you get holdable of?
To be like, I'm wherever Zorn is. It's kind of
Jeez. The
I'm just
dynamic
kind of like-
fucking duo.
Well, I'm kind of like, no, I'm probably just like sitting there because we're back from like a long trip or whatever. So I'm looking to unwind a little bit. I probably have like a beer or something, and I'm just like, well, this is how you do this one. La, 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 la. And
Hold my beer and watch
one.
this.
The question is, are you in the same pub as the ogres?
I don't know. I wouldn't be doing like. I just have beer. I wouldn't
Okay,
be
like you'd be
like,
in like
a
some
pub.
like somewhere else
Yeah,
just
because I actually have
drinking
to
beer.
cast the spell, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't just be sitting there like, here, magic in front of people, like, while... but,
You've
yeah.
got like some room or something in a on a,
Yeah,
like an
exactly.
apartment building kind of dwarf thing.
Although, yeah, when I was done with that, I would probably hit up a pub or something. I mean...
Fair enough. So you wouldn't be difficult to locate after a
Right.
little bit of searching, I don't think.
No.
So yeah, Paige catches up with you and Zorn, I'm assuming. The two of
Yeah,
you
sure.
together. And go.
I never said I was going.
Paige, you're there now.
I have never went out to send for look for these people. I've always seen the women out front.
The woman out front.
Yeah, the person who helps take care of.
Have you made the head librarian, like, your messenger?
You're sending the
I-
dwarf. You're sending the dwarven librarian. Okay. So this dwarf comes up to you, Tibbles, and Zorn, while you guys are in a different pub than the ogres. I don't know a name for a pub. Another pub name. Comes up to you and says, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna name this inn. I'm gonna name it Torag's Underpants."
Sorry.
So that's the name of this inn. So she comes in through the door to Torag's Underpants, and says to you guys, "You're Tibbles, right?"
Yes!
Okay, good. Finally
She-
found you.
She knows to not get. She knows to not invite Zorn because she knows Zorn is bad. Zorn knows
Does
Zorn
she
is
know who
bad.
Zorn is?
The dwarf doesn't look particularly happy with this errand to begin with, so she's just like, "Look, Paige wants to see you. She's in the library. Something about ogres, I think. Probably want to help deal with it, or she is literally going to go insane. It is just,
Look, librarian, don't you threaten me with a good time.
look.
That
let-
actually would be
look,
quite interesting, seeing her go insane.
Look, guys. Looking to both of you, she's just like, guys, let me level with you. I don't want to have to deal with it. I really don't. So either you come with me, or I figure out a way to make everything suck for you, and it won't be that hard. I will share the burden of the pain that I am going to feel of a crazy page with you gladly. So
Have you ever
please,
considered the kobold
please.
tradition of killing your superior if they're stupid?
That's not really a dwarven thing.
I'm sure there's tons of accidents in libraries. A big book full of a high shelf.
Oh my god.
You
Look.
do have a lot of heavy objects, and I doubt
Nobody asks
anyone actually
questions,
goes.
Everyone just
to
writes the autobiography.
If she were to somehow survive, she'd probably die of starvation or something.
I thought she was supposed to be a friend of yours.
This is why no one trusts the short ones.
No, she threatened with blinding me within the first 24 hours of me being near her.
She paid an
I don't
ogre
feel
to have
any
me
for
murdered.
She paid an ogre. Well, that ogre might be back.
Also, you should be careful. She's a vicious necromancer. I've seen her flay flesh from her enemies to cast potent magics.
Okay.
Not
Look,
potent.
I don't really care too much about the details, but I just need you to come, please, with me. Now.
What do you think, Zorn?
It's Paige, so no.
You guys are not making this easy for me.
I'd gladly take a fragment of your sadness if it means Paige is a little bit worse.
You guys are really not.
Page, high or low?
I'm not entertaining this.
No, high or low.
I'm not entertaining this.
Hi.
Okay, I'm not going.
I'm sorry.
The dwarf is just like eventually just shrugs and leaves. It goes back to Paige.
But you could totally have Paige come to us. We're gonna be here all night.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Goes back to Paige and says, "Look, they're not moving from their bar down at Torag's Underpants. So, you might want to go
That's
and
fine.
visit them if you're looking to talk to them, because I can't get them to come up here."
That's fine.
Once-
But all that tells me is that they have no interest in seeing the ogres, and I'll tell the ogres that. They just don't care for them anymore.
To be fair, I told the guards to kill the ogres when they got here. The guards didn't listen.
The ogres are an unneeded complication for everyone.
They're not drinking on my tab. They don't bother me anymore.
This is just the fucking worst game of The Sims.
Or, you could just kind of go to the bar that they're in and talk to them.
Are you just
I mean,
playing
your
hot
library?
potato with the ogres?
You guys, yeah, they're just handing the ogres off to each other.
Not my ogres.
That's this is that. Like, I'm going to go to the ogres. I'm going to tell them the little ones don't care for them, have no interest in seeing them, have actively avoided coming to see them. This is going to be fine. This is going to be fine.
So you're gonna go and talk to the ogres then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know much.
Surprised your assistant didn't say anything like they didn't want to see you. They weren't so much talking about the ogres.
She knows how I'll respond.
Yeah. So
Hey. Just gonna put this out there. The dwarf told you which bar Tibbles and Zorn were in.
Yeah.
yeah, Torag's Underpants.
You could tell that to the ogres.
I've got everything worked out. But
That's all right. Paige has got to work
Yeah,
out. All right.
I don't.
Good.
Hey, you just got this worked
like-
out.
I don't.
Okay.
I
I
don't
only
think
have a
I have
cat
to.
to worry about.
I don't think I have to tell you this often enough. Paige knows just that little bit better than you do.
So anyway, you head to the bar where the ogres are at, the Brawny Bruiser. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah. So you arrive at the bar. The ogres haven't moved. In fact, the bar is almost empty, save for the ogres. It is clear nobody else wants to drink here or like party here, with a band of 4 ogres taking up the entire bar. Their mess has expanded onto a nearby table as well. Clearly, some food there, and the bartender is behind the bar, just like pouring drinks and trying not to get his hands crushed or whatever the hell the ogres are trying to do. 2 of the male ogres, like the 2 that aren't Glenn, seem to be playing some kind of game of like almost rock paper scissors, but whenever one of them loses, the other one smacks the loser in the face, like across the face with like a meaty fist. So it's clearly some sort of bloody knuckles version of nose punching, you know.
I'm a fan.
The female is leant back on the bar, sort of surveying the empty tavern like we fucking own this place, you know, sort of mentality. And Len is just chugging flagon after flagon of amber liquid.
That's fine. Right. Len,
How close are you to the bar? Did you like approach the whole group, or did you call somebody?
I walked in the door.
Okay, you walked in the door. So you're just calling out to Len, or?
Yes, my good friend Len.
Len looks up from his flagon, forgetting, of course, that he's pouring the liquid into his mouth when he turns, and ends up with like half of a beer down his face
Awesome.
as he turns to look. And he goes, squinting over at you. He doesn't move this time, staying in the bar. He goes like, "Oi! Yeah, come over here."
Thank you, Len, but I will politely decline. I have come to bring you some unfortunate news.
You can't stay and have a drink and give me the news like that. It's awful not really, yeah, it's not, what's the word? Social. It ain't good if you don't want to drink with us.
I see.
Come on, come on. He gets up and he like lumbers towards you, sort of, you know, and like if you're not resisting, he's basically gonna put a big arm around your shoulder and like pull you towards the bar.
I don't think it mattered if I resisted or not.
Not really.
I mean, I could theoretically roll for it, but that's okay. So I'm now at the bar.
So pulls you over to the bar, like sits you down on a stool that looks like there's been some kind of liquid spilled on it that you sit down in.
I'll sort of sit down there like if he says things, I'm not listening. Like, I'm just sort of thinking in my own head.
He's not talking to you, but he still has his arm like sort of like this around you. You know, it's like barkeep, one for my friend here. You know, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, okay, sure, yeah." And like pours out some ale in a flagon and just puts it on the bar in front of you. Yeah, what?
Do you even know that your entire stay here has been paid for by me? Have I just like broke his mind here? Like, is there like that visible sort of this?
Well, it's just like he hasn't even considered that payment is a thing that needs to happen.
Of course,
Of
course he hasn't.
So he's like, ain't paid for nothing.
I have.
No, you weren't here.
No, I have an arrangement with the barkeep so that we'll keep you here to keep you away from the rest of the town to keep you safe because people might respond negatively to your presence.
Right.
I of course don't because I've now came here.
Yeah. Well, if you're paying, then you probably won't drink. Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm done. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, how are you fallen page since the first session? Or asking for water turned to alcohol. Oh,
I'll point at a bottle. I don't know what any of this shit is. I don't know. I'll point at a bottle. What is that?
Barkeep's like, all right, pours you out some of this sort of. Actually, I'm gonna roll because I have a couple of alcohol on a chart. Let's see. Okay. Pours you out from a very fancy looking bottle. Some dark, sort of reddish liquid. Could be wine. Looks like wine.
I'll just attempt to drink it. Like
you're just gonna straight drink it.
I don't know how to respond to these drinks.
No, it's perfect. So you drink it. It's smooth and sort of burny on the way down, but it's alcohol. I mean, it's a bar. Not a super pleasant drink, but not too bad. The ogres seem happy that you're sort of including yourself in the party. The female is looking at you with some degree of like, who the fuck are you? Ness. But Len's sort of, friendly and partying it out with you, kind of. So what you come talk to me about? You said talking to me about something.
Right. I tried to get a hold of the little ones, and they have flat refused all invitation to come and see you. They refuse to come and see you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to know you anymore.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I
Okay.
uh, I've come to like you. Uh, over the time that we have known each other, and I think you deserve a little bit of information. Hmm? Maybe.
I am partial to a good slice of information.
This ogre is definitely drunk. They're all drunk. They've been drinking
That's
all day. He goes,
for 3 days.
the little one. I was hired to protect him from getting hurt. I can't say who I hired by, but they're very strong. Stronger than. Well, they're strong. I can't think of what this. Than me. So, I've been protecting the little one, but he been avoiding me. Now, when my job is to protect someone, I have to be able to see them, generally.
That's how a bodyguard works, yeah.
So it is kind of problematic. It's kind of difficult that he ain't here. You see why I am a little
Does
annoyed.
does he know that you're here to protect him?
Oh yeah, we talked about it before.
Did he hire you to protect him?
No. He's also hired by the person who hired me, but for a different thing. I think.
Another.
No, here, drink. He like gets the flagon and basically like tips it into your face. Like because you're looking angry and frustrated, and he's like, "No, we're partying here. You can't."
All right. Does this taste nice?
It's
can't
just
refuse it.
just like ale. It's like straight up
So
just
no.
dwarven ale.
So
So
no is
not
the answer to
great.
that question.
Not great.
Len, how do you drink this? I've never had this.
The trick with ale is you drink lots of it, and then you don't taste it no more.
Why would you drink it if you don't want to taste it?
Other reasons.
I see.
It's good for killing time.
I thought you were good at killing anyway.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But you can't stab clocks. I tried one time, and it didn't really work so great. Anyway, the little ones, well, if I can't protect the littlest one, I can't deal with my job, which makes it hard for me to care if he doesn't care about the job. You see?
Right.
So we're gonna stay here. We like it here. Yeah, it's good. Food, drink, nice
It's-
places,
Right.
sleep. The missus has already said this is where we're staying for a while. So when she says we do it. So you can come see us. I like you. ain't gonna smush you into paste or any other small objects. Uh, and yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the barkeep because I feel like I now have to do this in front of him to make him aware of the situation. How much do I owe you currently?
The barkeep like looks up and goes like, currently? This is a dwarven barkeep, by the way, just a dwarf
That's fine.
male. Goes like, currently, oh, add up everything that they've done, including the damages, and probably about 65 gold.
I'll turn to Lynn and I'll take like a handful. Like I'll put my hand into the coin purse and just be like slam it, and then like I think my intelligence is good enough that I can sort of like quickly assess if this is close to 65.
Yeah, sure.
If it's not over 65 yet, then I'll dig out like
No,
again.
no, you're good.
I'll
You're
do this
good.
until I'm doing this until I'm definitely clear over 65, right?
The
This-
ogress is watching you just pile gold onto the table, from your pouch, and she reaches over to grab at your shoulder. But as she does, the ogre, the Len, who has his arm around your shoulder right now, sort of brushes her off almost, like, and she looks offended. She looks fucking offended as fuck, by this particular gesture, and sort of sits back and crosses her arms, and waits.
Someone's sweet on Paige.
So
Oh my
You're the-
god.
you're the boss here, and I'll turn and I'll like gesture to her.
She sort of sniffs and goes, "Mm-hmm."
I'll like scoop a handful and slam it on her table, wherever, like fucking somewhere near
Yeah.
the floor if it's like just like. I need you to keep everyone here okay. So this should help. I don't even know how much I've taken. Like I'll just like fucking.
She sort of shrugs her shoulders at you and goes like, "We're not going anywhere."
That's fine.
And it's like the coldest death stare you've ever received from a large humanoid, like a monstrous humanoid ever. It is clearly a "you are a competition and I don't like you" death stare.
Yeah.
And with that, she sort of like waves you away, like, "Now you can leave," sort of attitude, like, "Get the fuck out."
And I will take the gesture and go with it.
Yeah.
Like.
Lovely. Okay, ogre's dealt with, at least for the moment.
Why do I have to try and learn how to do ogre civilization basic culture? It's fucking awful.
It's okay, you have an ally in Len, apparently.
Anyway, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome if that
Yep.
situation goes.
Yep.
He only requires small favors.
Anyway, so that happened.
And then I have an idea for what I'm going to do is research when I get home.
Okay.
I'm so sick of this shit right now.
So when you get back, what's the plan?
I'm not getting very far on any research with this axe, so
No,
I think
indeed.
the best bet
Basically
is
exhausted efforts for the axe. Like, there isn't much more.
I'm going to just like unfold it and I'm going to try and pick it up and like test its weight.
You're picking up the axe. Okay. You hear, of course, those whispers in your brain, the sort of almost discernible voices of things asking you to do heinous things like murder humans and stab things and so forth. But as you swing it, there isn't any discernible further reaction.
Okay.
Just because, other than that, the whispers get a little bit more sort of like angry and intense, like you're making an aggressive action, so they're sort of like behind it, you know. They're like yes, yes, you know, sort of sounding.
I'm going.
But there's nothing for you to hit, you know. There's no
that's-
enemies, so
I'm obviously not hitting the books, so
so
I will. As I'm holding it, I want to I need to do some hands-on research now, so I want to hold it, and then I want to bring up the barkeep in my head like think about the barkeep as if I'm trying to like let the thoughts see the barkeep.
The dwarf. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you well know, like the focus of this weapon is almost entirely on humans.
Yeah.
Nothing particular sort of like rises further than it has.
Right.
You know, it's as you're like swinging the weapon, thinking of these various things. Like there isn't anything in front of you, so the weapon doesn't really react to your thoughts.
I will bring up Jackson in my head as I'm making these swings. I'll think
Again,
of like
again,
I'll bring
there's
up, like,
it's like very much like there's nothing in front of you, so it doesn't react.
Sure.
It's not reacting to your thoughts. It's reacting to the tangible stuff that is
Okay.
directly in front of your face.
Right.
I don't. You come to the assumption that you don't think it can read your mind. It's maybe not even smart enough to read anything.
That's the research that I'm looking for, basically. Right. Okay. I'll put it away again for tonight.
Cool.
Back in its like safe.
All right. What is everybody else up to? I know Kaylin is gathering people to go and see the rat folk person, but I'm sorry we've like the role play is intense, so I'm
Yep.
just
I'm gathering the party before venturing forth.
gathering the party. Okay. So you're going to like Tibbles and Zorn and being like, "Hey guys, we need to gather up."
I mean, I'll ask around. Zorn isn't all that hard to like. Pick out of
No,
the
not hard
crowd.
to locate. Yeah.
No.
So you arrive at the door to Torag's underpants, Kaylin, knowing that Tibbles and Zorn were last seen here.
I am with Kaylin. I've been walking with her,
Yeah.
having a bit of a chat.
Even chatting it out.
Yep. Anyways, so Torag's underpants, right? I will walk in unless Kaylin
I'll go
goes
in.
first. Yeah.
Cool.
Look around, see Tibbles and Zorn. Hey guys.
Oh, Ferris! Would you like a drink?
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Oh!
You shouldn't drink fluids found in Torag's underpants. It's just not a good plan, man.
I'm,
certainly we
I'm
don't
just
know where
gonna
they came
walk
from.
up to them. I'm not drinking. God no. For a multitude of reasons. Torix Underpants is one of them.
You know that's the best name for a bar ever.
It's a classy
Next to
establishment.
Caden's jockstrap, yeah.
Well,
The brothel next door is called Callistra's Lingerie.
Oh.
Zorn,
Paylords, chastity
Dibbles.
belts.
The rat folk have need of us to meet with us. I don't know what problem they have, but they need help of some kind.
Zorn will look around, see a lack of page, and go with,
Oh, of course. I'm so glad that you actually chosen me over the other one to come to first. I will gladly go with you.
You just get a nod.
Cool.
Fucking Zord.
I'll be sending for everyone, but
Necro looks so sad.
I didn't.
That's fine. It's just that the entire process of choosing me over her in the whole priority list is very much a pleasing opportunity.
So
I'm-
endearing.
Oh.
I'm glad I could. Yeah, let's just pick a place to meet, and I'll go grab her. So I guess we'll just like set up a time, and then I'll go grab Paige. Yeah.
So you go to the library. Paige is doing whatever it is Paige does at the library when she's on her off time. And
so,
there's no off time, yeah.
No off time, yeah.
Is she working 30 hours in 3 days? But anyway, so you guys all gather up together, and I'm assuming you're gonna go see the rat folk.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way into the shanty town of the rat folk, sort of establishment of the dwarven city. And there's of course one sort of larger building off to the side that's like clearly like a townhouse or something that survived the whole devil invasion and like isn't too damaged. And everything sort of leads up to this townhouse where clearly what's up, Dibbles?
So Paige is with us right now?
Yeah, everybody's together.
Can I say
We
something?
just like
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
yeah,
Paige,
we just get
why didn't
like,
you join us for a drink? You're always cooped up in that library. I'm quite worried about you. You should develop a social life.
Yeah, like the rest of us have.
You know, if you put yourself out there, you might meet someone.
Paige has no response. Uh,
I like swear at and Sphinx.
You'll swear at me in Sphinx.
Anyway, you guys make your way up to this townhouse, and when you get inside, you can see that most of the inside, like the walls and stuff, have been like torn down, and it's like a big room in here. And there's the same sort of council of rat folk that you saw before. You know, like there's like a group of about 7 of them, who are clearly the guys in charge. And the like wizened old rat folk that was covered in sort of rags and you couldn't even see his eyes. It's just basically a snout sticking out, with like curled yellow teeth and like gnarled, whiskers and so forth. Is clearly the head of this group at this point. You know, like he's in the middle of the group. And he was the one who'd stabbed the old guy.
Yeah, he shanked the bastard.
So he speaks up as you enter, and he says like, I see Sniv managed to get in contact with you. Good. We've been having some very troubling reports from down below in the sewer systems. And we were wondering if those who have helped us before might come and help us again.
Have you taken up any sort of note with the watch and above?
The dwarves still don't care very much about what happens below the city. That is our domain. We have sent scouts into the troubled areas, but nothing military or combative has headed into those regions. We have seen, however, things that may interest the... And he, like, waves his hand at Paige. You can see it on his paw, like, that he's got, like, sort of these long-ass yellow fingernails, you know, clearly just, like... This guy is ancient for ratfolk standards. Like, he's clearly lived well beyond his time. And he says, clearly be of interest to the head librarian of the city. There are some strange markings down in some of the untraveled tunnels that lead further into the mountain. They may indicate some much older setup. I believe whatever it is that is making our citizens disappear is down there somewhere. If it is a thing and not a circumstance or whatever else, I need more information, and my scouts are not willing to venture further for a risk of themselves, of course.
And has anyone came back?
There have been some that have, to tell us about these markings, of course, and the cylindrical tunnels that lead further into the mountain. But it may have something to do with the old Hammerfell constructions. before the city was so open to trade. You understand?
Mhm.
The dwarves had a much more expansive network, the sewer system now being the old streets of then, so forth, you understand.
Okay.
If we go, will you be sending scouts with us to assist, or are we on our own?
I. If what you need are bodies, we will provide those who volunteer.
We can't navigate as well as
Of
You-
course, the sewer system is confusing.
Mm.
We will send you a guide. Sniv has worked with you before. He will certainly volunteer, I am sure. He recommended that we contact you initially.
Okay. Well, I know I'm willing to help.
I'll help too. I want to find out what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
I'm here,
not
aren't I?
concerned about.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Um,
If Zoran's going, I'll go.
Paige.
Oh, come
I'm
on,
sure she'll be
Paige!
a very
Don't be
good-
so selfish!
Ferris is starting to get impatient now. Guys, they've told us what to
She
do. We
could
should
carry
go.
the torch.
We should go now.
sure.
Good.
Let's do it.
I'll have Sniv show you the way.
Look on the bright side, Paige. Maybe there's a library down there you can hide in.
That would be the strangest thing to find in a sewer. Like,
Yeah, sewer library.
No, didn't they say it was like the old streets of the Dwarven civilization or
Yes.
something like that?
that's what they said. It's just that probably most of those blockages are buildings or rooms or something. So it's like, just walk through and it's like, hey, this is a library.
It's also it's also not the sort of
It's
thing
the
that when
library of ankle-deep sewage.
I need a
It's
book
also-
on time creatures.
Yep.
On the bottom shelf, they're ruins.
No. Anyway, so Sniv meets you outside the townhouse. Clearly he's been like sort of listening in from the doorway.
As per usual.
Yeah. And he goes, so I'm supposed to take you down into the tunnels. Right?
Mhm.
Okay. Follow me. And he, nicks off down through the maze of shanty houses, moving a little bit quicker than you might like. He's kind of adept at getting around and stuff in this area, and he's not a good speaker, but he is a good runner. So quite good at getting about, quite agile.
Oh man.
So-
It's totally waking the chase instinct in
Yeah.
Ferris. He's running.
So you guys follow to a grate, where he sort of opens it up and leads down into the sewers.
Oh. Sewers.
He disappeared from our field of fusion. Must catch up.
Must find him and
Leads down into the sewers. There's sort of,
What's the light source?
dark tunnels. And so what's your light source? Do you have a light source?
I have light.
How many people don't have dark vision?
Rat folk have dark vision, so they don't care.
I don't have dark vision.
oh, I don't have dark vision, so I have a
Yeah,
torch
yeah.
that I can pull out.
Zorn has dark vision.
He is always the answer to this.
Lovely. Okay, so you have torches. So you're
I pull out
moving
I'll just cast light on my
you're
sword
moving
if
through
it's-
fairly cramped corridors that have, varying levels of greenish goo liquid in the bottom of them, with little sort of side rails that you might be able to walk along to avoid stepping in goo.
I drop a mage armor.
Drop
real
mage
quick.
armor. Okay, cool. So you're making your way along, and it takes a very fair amount of time to get to where you need to go. Like, it leads you through a tunnel, down to the left, over to the right, up. There's a split of 3, and you go down the right one, and then there's a split of 2, and you go the left one. And then there's, the big open sort of drainage causeway sort of area where there's a big drop down into, like, the abyss, with a lot of, like, water and grossness sort of flowing into it. And you
Do you
can
want
see...
me to roll something to remember the path we take?
You don't need to worry about it. And you're reminded, of course, that this is where the old sort of rat folk home was, as there's lots of sort of wooden construction and half nailed together, half just lane planks of wood, causeways and ways to get over. In fact, everybody make a reflex save.
What?
Surprise,
reflex
reflex.
save. Yeah. This is gonna be great in my full plate.
27.
You're all fine.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all good. Well, Paige as well.
Well, no.
No, Paige with
Sorry,
24. But
Every number 24. It's good.
but no, you're all fine. Sort of. I was just looking for, like, if you tripped on it, like something dumb. sort of
Did you fuck up?
sort of place. But no, you're all fine. You're good. You make your way over. And he takes you down fairly deep. He's leading the way, of course, and sort of like beckoning over his shoulder, like, come with me, as you're going down. And whenever he gets to like a place where he has to go a different way, or there's multiple different directions you could be going, he waits and he looks sort of impatient, like, come on, guys, like, you're really not that fast at this, and then he keeps going. He's sort of like taking it on all fours, even, like leaning over sort of in the cramped passageways and so forth, to get through. But you eventually come to this area where the path. Okay, there's one path that sort of leads over on like a walkway, and then there's a path that leads almost like directly down, just like a pipeline sort of thing that leads directly down. And he points down the like direct downward pipe, and goes, that's pretty much the limit of where the scouts will go to. As you can see, there's some kind of strange markings on the edges. Looks like dwarven, but could be older. I don't read that well. Yeah, Paige.
So I will, like, I'll detect magic just now that we're getting to somewhere that has something worth detecting.
Detecting magic? There isn't any magic per se.
That's fine. And it's just all dwarven runes.
It appears to be like dwarven written language, yeah. Like many of the books, in the library.
Yeah. What does it say?
So it says basically that this is beyond the limits of the wards placed upon Hammerfell by the ancient, king such and such, and that to move further into the mountain than this is to go into the old mines, basically.
Where they
That's
went
awesome.
too deep.
They're dwarves, of course they did.
Full of a toke. Throw yourself down the well next time.
It basically looks like a well. It's just darkness down a pipe.
Okay, like is it perfectly like straight down, or is it like very steep but still walkable down?
Yeah, it's
talking?
very steep, but we're talking like trip and fall for like hundreds of feet steep.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast.
Sort of like a this kind of.
Oh.
Yeah. I will cast Dancing Lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get like a full assessment. Like I'll make the lights chain down as far
You're just
as
gonna
they
shoot them down as
reach.
far as they can go. Okay, so you
Yeah.
get about 100 feet of vision with that because you're like 30 feet, then 30 feet, then 30 feet, then 30 feet. So
Yeah.
like 120 feet of vision. So you shoot the lights down the. Sorry about this. I'm sort of like working without maps right now. I hope the description is sort of adequate.
Yeah.
So you shoot the lights down the tunnel, and you can see that further down the tunnel, there's sort of repetitions of that same sort of runic circle. That's the like written circle around the edge of the pipe. And it's sort of the same one. It's like a make sure sort of warning kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everybody roll perception for me.
Okay.
So it's just like basically stop walking, stop walking, stop walking.
Well, it's like keep in mind this is where you're going. You know, like it's like a
Yeah.
caution sign sort of thing.
My perceptions can never roll high.
That was a perception?
16, 14,
that?
12. Yeah,
Oh,
perception.
yeah, I do. 24.
24, 14. Okay,
My
Zorn.
plus 14 does nothing.
You notice that you notice that a little bit further down the tunnel there is a part of the wall that is sort of disturbed. There's a little bit of like a crack in it and a sort of like a rupture, as if something might have been ripped off, or there may have been like a seal here or a door or something that just isn't anymore. Sort of like there's sort of the remnants of one half of a hinge, if you know what I mean, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing, like on the wall.
Having not seen anything, Ferris will start slowly making the descent down the...
Zorn will point out that
There was a door here. Somebody was stupid and tore it off.
Sniv sort of like does one of these, like,
with me.
You can't expect us to
like
climb
it wasn't
down.
me, but I can't say for sure it wasn't rat folk.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm heading down carefully.
Sniv follows closely.
what Zorn's gonna do is try to do a small history check and see if he understands anything about old dwarven.
Of course, this is a
magic-y.
mountain. This is a mountain that your people wanted to build a burrow in. Does does Zorn know anything about old dwarven magic things? What Zorn knows is that Hammerfell used to be a much more military city than it was a trade city back in the day. We're talking like dwarven fortress rather than dwarven capital. You know what I mean?
Am I in Dwarf Fortress?
Yes.
That name drop though.
That name drop. But yeah, so you know that the place used to be a lot sort of more military, and that the reference to wards may be actually a reference to coming up from below rather than down from above, if you know what I mean. Like the wards of an old city rather than the wards of the new city. What's up, Tibbles?
Just to like get get clarification, like the door is actually like would have been like blocking the passage we're
Yeah.
currently traveling down.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like in the wall or anything.
No,
like that.
it would have been blocking this passage, but it appears to be missing, and there's like a remnants of sort of a hinge, you know, kind of.
Oh, okay.
You can see that there used to be a door there. Kind of like there's a frame, but the door is missing, and the frame is broken.
Right.
Does it look like time got it, or does it look like...
It looks
force
like it
got
was removed, but you actually don't see any of that because I
Oh,
was
yeah,
saying
sorry.
like perception-wise, Zorn is the only one who
Yeah.
noticed
Okay.
because it's not a lot of destruction. Like it's not like sort of super obvious.
That's it. Like I'm approaching. I don't know how far away it is, but I haven't seen it yet. But I'm approaching it now because I'm walking down this thing because
I
no one
guess-
has stopped me.
Zorn will just continue mumbling stuff like,
Well, it was probably from the old times on the other side, so this would be actually going into the place that they were defending. So maybe whatever natural wards would be killing them by entering it instead of us
Yeah.
leaving.
Ferris has
guess we'll
totally
see.
left you behind, and it's like off down this.
How
thing.
how quickly are you booking it down this?
Oh no, I'm moving like half speed.
Okay,
making
because
sure
I was
don't
like,
fall.
this is a steep fucking
Yeah.
thing.
No, as in,
Yeah.
if he's standing there talking to himself, I'm moving away from him.
Cool.
I'll go after Ferris because I would have gone first because if I fell, I didn't want to tumble onto anyone in front of me. But I'm going slow.
Don't worry, I can probably maybe reflex save out of the way.
That's what I'm hoping, but I'm taking it slow down these tunnels.
So you're making
I'll have both hands
you're
free.
making your way down, and this slope tunnel seems to last for about 200 feet ish.
Okay.
We're talking like Those of you who feel claustrophobic are going to feel very claustrophobic because this tunnel gets slightly smaller into sort of a 5 foot by 5 foot, like very defensible sort of square tunnel as it gets sort of smaller. This is the kind of thing where if you needed to defend it, you could defend it forever because only one person at a time could come through. Sort of a choke point.
Yeah, and I'm hunched over right now. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
once
hell.
once that happens, Ferris will like hold up and look back, see Kaylin come in, and be like, "You know what? You can go first."
Now you say that.
It's like it can't even get around you in this space. Like huge Kalen with a full plate.
I will attempt to get out of the way, basically, so that she doesn't fall.
I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to lose any sort of hold I have right now. I don't even have my weapon out. I'm just going down.
So you emerge from this tunnel out into a large chamber.
All right, now my weapon's out.
The floor is like cobbled stone, and you can see that down this tunnel. You can see that through as you look back up, like at the dancing lights that are sort of like up there and like have come down with you.
Mhm.
You can see that like some sewage has like sort of dripped down this tunnel, and there's like a little bit of a puddle of sort of like brownish, greenish liquid at the bottom on this cobblestone platform that you sort of emerge onto. The room is expansive, and the darkness is sort of cloying. In that, like, you have a torch, you're holding a torch, you can see 30 feet, like with the light. Those of you who don't have dark vision, and those of you who do, because torches are blinding your dark vision, can see only sort of stone and a couple of like what look like the plinths where statues might have been. Like there's a foot, on the plinth, or like some broken rubble, stuff like that. But you can't see the ceiling of this place, and you can't see like further in, and you can't see the walls to either side. Like it's just out of your vision range right now.
The floor is pretty like
It's
filthy, right?
it's pretty dirty, and it's like worked stone. So
Would
it's
it-
clearly man-made sort of thing.
Could I roll to see if I see any tracks?
Sure.
All right.
I believe that's survival, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which you
I-
have a class feature which gets you a bonus.
I do.
What does this place smell like? Does it smell like sewer, or is it just?
It smells like sewer and stale air.
All right. All right.
Looking
What's
for
this?
tracks.
32. What's going on, Necra?
I was going to say, like, I want to pull the dancing lights down and like extend them out and do like.
Okay,
a
you're
sort of,
doing like a
like
like
a
pulling them
radar
out like
sweep.
sort of further.
Yeah,
As
just,
you
like,
as you
sweep
sweep.
them like a radar.
Okay, so as you sweep the dancing lights, I'll do the tracks in a sec, Trude.
Mhm.
As you sweep the dancing lights across sort of the entranceway, you can see that it is definitely sort of the causeway to a larger like chamber. There is in front of you a door, like a double stone door on the far wall, like maybe 80 feet away, on the other side of the room. And it's basically like a rectangle of a room. It's sort of like a 50 feet across by 80 feet room.
Okay.
With stone floor and a couple of statues, some of which are in more like better repair than others, to like a main gate. And this stone door is slightly ajar, in that like instead of them being closed, one of them is sort of like this, like you could slip through, kind of thing.
I will.
And you can see, Ferris, when you look for tracks in the sort of filth on the ground, you can see like ratfolk paw prints headed across the room towards that door, and clearly like whoever it was went through there.
Right. I don't see anything that's not rat folk.
No.
Okay, cool.
I will give like another detect magic sweep.
Detect magic? There's no magic here.
I will tell the party that the rat folk probably went through the door up there.
However, with detect magic, you know how things that are magic generally glow? Like sort of they, like when you detect them, they sort of like give off a light, and it's like, that's detected, that's magic, sort of thing.
Yeah. Like
You feel sort of like, rather than there being a glow, you feel sort of like a low hum of magic, Just
Oh, like
just sort
an
of
old,
background like refrigerator noise magic, you know,
yeah,
sort
like
of.
an old lingering aura.
Yeah, very very old, very very weak. Clearly,
Uh,
like hardly even detectable. Just sort of there.
is there enough in the air that I could discern a school with a check?
It's more of a feeling than it is anything else. Like you're not even sure that your detect magic is the thing that picked it up. You could just be having sort of like a spooky feeling, you know, like
Sure. Okay.
it's really difficult to sort of discern.
Okay.
Could knowledge religion tell me anything about these statues, or do they look like
It may
former dwarven warlords
it
or something?
may give you something to do with these statues. Yes.
All
Roll
right.
knowledge
I do
religion.
not have a high roll on this, but hey, it's better than nothing. 12, better than 10. Okay.
Some of these statues look like they could be Torag, but
All
the
right.
thing is they're kind of broken, right?
Okay.
They're kind of broken, but the thing you notice is that all of the plinths for the statues are pointed sort of facing towards the stone doors. In terms of like, it's a long room, and they're not angled so they're symmetrical. They're symmetrical with each other, but they're not angled so they're like rotated towards the door, like looking at it.
Okay.
So with a little bit of theory, it may have something to do with divine magic and like holding, right? Because Torag is like the god of defense and like shields and dwarvy things. So
Okay.
Cool. Ferris will walk up to
Uh,
the door and stick the torch through first and leave it there for like a second. And if nothing happens, then stick his head through and attempt to perceive.
Okay. So you stick the torch through the door, nothing happens. You look through the door, and you see. Do you have dark vision? Oh, you have a torch.
Torch. Yep.
As you look
So
through the
30
door,
feet.
as you look through the door, you see that it turns to a staircase right on the other side of this door.
Up or down?
Down. And it's sort of a wide staircase that leads down into a bridge. What looks like a bridge, of stone, and that's as far as you can see.
Okay.
On either side of this bridge is just darkness down below. Like there is no light coming from anywhere in this place, and it looks expansive. Like it looks big.
I stick my head back out and say, it doesn't look like there's any immediate danger through here.
I will go through.
All right.
After which I will also go through.
Okay. How about we just, like, forget the whole light thing?
I can't see without the torch.
I'll cast 3 dark visions.
Okay, just dark visioning everyone. Cool.
All right. There we go.
You can all see in the
Torch
dark.
almost used up. Chucks it over the side and listens to see if there's
He just chucks it over to the side of the bridge.
Yep. Listens
Oh.
to see if he can determine how deep it is.
Oh, and actually, hold on 1 sec, because I think that has dark. You can like keep going. It's just like a durational thing. It's not like huge.
Okay.
Okay. I will
Do I hear the torch thudding into anything, and can I determine how deep it is down the sides?
Okay, you throw the torch over the edge and you hear it clatter against stone and sort of it goes out, when it hits something. Like, it's not, like, infinitely lit as it plummets.
Oh no, of course. I'm just listening to see if it hits a
But
bottom.
you hear it sort of go, like, clatter,
Mhm.
clatter, clack, like, as it like, hits something down below, like the wood stick. And
Right.
it echoes. It gives a nice sort of echo up
Mhm.
the stone.
Do you want me to roll something to estimate how deep that is?
Yeah, roll perception for me.
Perception. 23.
Yeah, it's probably a drop of about 150 feet.
Cool. I relay this to the party, in the form of don't fall off. It's far down.
How far does dark vision give you? 60 feet, right?
Hold on, and I was about to do it
60, yeah.
myself.
I have 90 though.
You have 90? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep in mind like how far you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So
because,
as you
because
guys
you've got
emerge
shadow
from
magic.
the stone door onto the bridge, the bridge is wide enough that you are no danger of falling off. Sort of just walking along it. It's like 30 feet wide, sort of thing. Like it's easily like a thoroughfare sort of bridge, you know.
Okay.
But you see around the middle of the bridge as you're walking forward, there is a spatter of blood on the ground, and droplets of that blood lead to the edge, and then there's nothing.
I look up.
You look up.
Yeah.
60 feet. You see the ceiling. Nicely sort of natural stone by comparison with the carved floors. Clearly sort of adapted a cave that already existed here. But you don't see anything that would maybe suggest, you know, like that something was going to ambush you from the ceiling or anything.
Okay, that was my first thing. Like, I have a pile of blood.
Approaching very slowly and carefully, I will also look for tracks around this blood to see if
Sure.
whatever left
You know
left
what?
some tracks.
I'll do the same.
Well, you see that the oh, you're doing the same?
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
You see that the ratfolk tracks that you saw earlier basically lead up to this puddle of blood and then stop. So probably the blood belongs to the ratfolk that came down here. And by sort of judging the pattern and the fate of this ratfolk, they went over the edge.
Did they walk up to the edge?
Well,
are there tracks up to the edge?
It looks like they
Is
were
what I'm asking.
moved up to the edge.
Okay.
Like there's
Something
there's
picked it
sort
up
of a
from there.
struggle, and then they're like over the edge. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Was there
the-
any other tracks around there too? Any other creature?
Oh, would it leave tracks?
Or any?
Yes, there
any
are
signs of movement?
there
Okay.
are sort of claw marks on the floor. Looks like in sort of quadruped style. But you can't determine which animal.
Yeah, I was gonna
How-
point that out to Paige so she can take a
Could
look.
I make a roll of a knowledge roll to see if I could
Engineering.
Knowledge of nature?
nature? Yes.
I'll take 20 on it.
Okay. You
Okay,
take 20
you're
on
just
it. I'm
gonna,
still
like-
gonna roll.
They're gonna point the tracks out to you, and you're gonna sort of lean down and look.
I get to do that twice a day, so I'll do
The
one of them.
knowledge nature.
For what it matters, by the way, I'm not actually trained in nature. Well, I mean, aside from being a bard, like I've not got ranks in it. So the 20 is only 28.
20 is only 28. Okay. You can easily determine that these tracks are the tracks of something in the dragon family. They are draconic in nature, but they are small. They are for a dragon. They are of a medium or large size, like medium-sized creature. And yeah, so that's kind of what you learn. They are draconic. They are like claw-like, sort of big three-toed talon dragon lizard
Sure.
tracks, and they are for a medium-sized creature.
I will share that information.
All right.
Nito!
Echo.
Yeah. I guess I'll
so-
continue when the group wants to continue, but I am ready to just baseball bat with my sword anything.
You
that
just
pops
got the
out on
sword
us.
out like fucking.
So-
What?
I will ask the party to stand still for a second, and
Okay.
I will attempt to perceive, to listen, to hear if there's anything like hanging underneath the bridge or something like that.
Okay, yeah. You're a tricky one. You are.
I didn't want to walk up to the edge
15
of it. So I
though.
didn't-
You hear nothing.
Yep. Well, he still wanted to try it.
How
He
quiet
pulls
is
out his bow.
actually? How quiet is the party being?
clank, clank, clank,
Yeah,
No, no,
clank.
you
I
can't.
it's
asked
one
you
of
to.
those
I
things that's
asked
like
you to
stand
be
still.
quiet.
Okay, so Ferris is like shh,
Yeah.
and then he's like, you hear sort of the falling of rubble from somewhere, just like as if something were climbing along the wall. sort of like rocks fall. You can hear sort of like a clack, 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 clack as things like fall to the ground. And you can hear, if you listen very, very carefully, and I'm giving this to the whole party, not even just Ferris, because you guys are like silent, and it is a silent place, you know.
Mhm.
You can hear, if you listen very, very carefully, the running of water. You can hear sort of a trickling of water.
Because
So-
Zorn will interrupt the silence and go with,
Well, the last one was only one rat folk. It's probably a small number that feels threatened by the presence of so many new creatures at once. If we were to, say, set Paige out alone, he'd probably come out for her.
I'm just established. I got that it was a dragon from knowledge nature.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's draconic type thing. It's a big
Uh-huh.
lizard.
Oh,
Big lizard.
four-legged, right?
Yeah,
Not 8.
quadrupedal.
Okay, perfect. I'm
Not
fine.
8, yeah.
Not 8.
could we, eh?
What are you
Might
thinking
just be a
of,
smart
Bear?
one. It's like lifting the first 4.
Last time I found an abyssal basilisk, it was a surprise for everyone.
It's actually more efficient for you to only walk on 4 and then alternate. That way you don't turn up the joint.
Sand people walk
You turn a
single
corner,
file to hide their
surprise.
numbers.
Okay, hearing that, Ferris will like look around, but obviously not seeing anything because. It's too
By
far
the way,
away.
ahead of you is another sort of set of those large stone doors. This one, however, is not open.
Mhm.
Like on the other side of the bridge.
Cool. Well, I will follow Kaylin with my bow out now.
All right.
Everybody's got
around
weapons
this
in hand. I'm
pool
going to
of
assume.
blood. Scent-wise, did I pick up anything peculiar other than the smell of
Scent-wise.
rat folk and blood?
That's a good point. Scent-wise,
Yeah.
did you pick
Anything
any
odd? I wouldn't be able to identify it because I haven't been underground, but
The smell here is very. Oh, Tibbles, you want something? You got your hand like right in my face.
I'm gonna pull out a copper coin and
Ah.
I'm going to cast Deeper Darkness on it, and then
in the hand.
Cool.
This worked out so well last time.
All right, so you got a deeper darkness ready.
well, the last time we were dealing with things that have devil sight. Not everything has devil sight.
Anyway, right. So what was I saying? Scent. Right. Scent. Okay. The smell down here is one of stale air. You know, like it's very much sort of like this place has not had very much oxygen circulation. You know, in its time. Though the presence of water suggests that there's some sort of spring or somewhere that might lead to the surface.
Okay.
You smell rat folk. I mean, that is definitely something that you smell.
Yeah.
Because Sniv is there, and they smell
Yeah.
bad.
Any scent of this creature that got this other?
Nothing
rat folk?
discernible. Nothing that you can pick up. It doesn't seem to be a creature that. It doesn't leave like a sort of like a very pungent odor, you know. But you can certainly. It certainly has sort of a lingering, scaly sort of smell, you know? Like, there was something here within the last couple of days, but a couple of days is a long time for smell.
Yeah.
Hold on. Kaylin, just sniff Zorn. You can catch the trail.
I don't think we're looking for a bunch of wall climbing kobolds.
Oh.
That is actually a very common stereotype with my scale color. We do not always climb, you know.
Oh, Zorn, didn't you tell me your uncle was a mountain climber?
This is a cave.
This is
In
not
a
the time for
mountain.
that.
Anyway, I'll be on the lookout for anything similar to that scent as we continue on. But
This is not the time to discuss my family history.
oh yeah.
So you guys arrive at the other side of the bridge if you're walking along
Yep.
over, and you're in front of a pair of giant sort of stone doors. These things are easily double your height, and sort of width each, and on them are elaborate carvings of dwarven warlords or something that have faded with time. There's not a whole lot of problem, but there are sort of cobwebs over the carvings.
I will like dust off some of the cobwebs, like sort of.
Okay, so you're just brushing it down and
Um,
revealing the elaborate dwarven handcrafted artistry beneath.
I'll take like a page from one of my books, like one of my journals that I keep,
Hmm.
and just like press it up against it.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
doing a rubbing of the carving.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
I'll be on a lookout throughout the bridge. I'll be
Um,
turning around while this happens.
I would be specifically looking for faces, since I don't have names, and then I can use the faces when I've got access to the library to try and find more information.
Cool.
So just gonna ask this: is is there a handle or something? Does it look like a pull or a push?
It looks like a push. But Kaylin, you're keeping a lookout while this is going on, so
Yep.
perceive for me.
Alright, I am not the right person to do perceiving, but hey,
But
15 is
hey,
okay.
you can see through the gloom where some of that trickling water sound might be coming from. Now that you're looking back the other direction across the bridge, there is a small gap, sort of an opening in the cave wall, on the right hand side of the bridge, um, where there appears to be sort of like a little stream of water, like trickling out of a hole in the wall.
Okay.
And it's clear that these sort of places, if something can climb along the wall, this may be the kind of place that something might emerge from or go back to hide to. These smaller little tunnels along the cave wall.
Yeah, I would nudge Ferris because I know he has keener vision than I, and just
Nah.
point that out and be like, keep an eye on that.
Ferris don't see shit.
No, that
Well,
wasn't
I
that
specifically
wasn't actually
pointed
my
out to him.
perception.
Oh, wasn't it?
That-
Okay.
I was going to try to push the door open, but if she nudged me, I would
Okay.
be distracted and do a perception. 30.
30. You can clearly see that yes, there's a little sort of cave in the wall where the water is running out of, like trickling out of and splashing to the 150 feet below. And that there are several of these smaller caves, though not all of them have water coming out of them, but like they're like little natural outcroppings and little natural passageways in the walls.
Okay.
So wait, there's a large door?
Yeah, there's a pair of double doors sort of in front of you, like large stone doors, carved. That Paige is currently getting rubbings of like the carvings from.
Massive? Massive door?
Yeah, we're talking like double the height of a person. Like
Okay, I cast-
ornate door.
I'm obviously only going to. I'm not like reaching up stupid heights.
Yeah,
I can
of
only
course.
Reach so like.
I cast knock.
Cast knock.
Yeah.
All right. The door opens with a grinding, grating stone on stone sound of
Well, is it locked? If it's locked, I have to make a cast.
No,
roll,
it's not. It's
Okay.
just heavy.
Okay.
So it opens, leaving the middle passageway clear. The sound of the grinding stone echoes throughout the cave, and ahead of you is a passage filled with pillars. Sort of not filled with pillars, sorry, but like lined with pillars, and carved out of ornate stone. Very very masterfully worked dwarven craftsmanship. Hardly decayed at all by time. This place is fairly untouched, and it leads further into the mountain. It's probably 20 foot across and unseeable the end of the room for what you can see. There are branches off of it, like various passageways that probably lead elsewhere within the mountain, but this seems to be the main concourse, so to speak.
Well, down a straight line. It's just like a corridor, right?
It's a corridor, but there are corridors that branch off of it that clearly go other places.
Well, whilst the dark vision is giving us 60 feet direct vision, it's
Yeah.
less than the 120 I'd get in a straight line through dancing lights. So I will use the dancing lights to extend down these thinner, longer corridors?
Dark vision and dancing lights. I feel like
I'm aware that the dancing lights makes your dark vision blind, but you get to see 120 feet in a line
true.
because
Okay.
you have a
And
light source.
looking down this passageway, it as you hit the end of it, it clearly opens up into well, you can't see because you're not close enough of an angle to like see, but there isn't sort of like you get to the end of the passageway and then the floor stops. You know?
Right. Okay.
So you can't see like what's further ahead.
Yeah, Ferris is still keeping an eye backwards, especially after that huge noise of the doors opening.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a separate perception for that, or
No, you're good.
okay? Yeah.
I will.
Just passive perception for now.
I will. That's a forfeit mechanic. Will advance forward.
As you make your way
Oh.
towards the end of this passageway, and you're walking along this concourse, and there are rooms sort of left and right of you as you head down here, and there are doors or not doors, and as you peek in, you can see like these might be sort of like guard posts or workshops or things like that. Various different rooms. There are no bodies anywhere, so this place wasn't like you haven't seen a skeleton yet. Let's put it that way, or anything that suggests that this place was sort of annihilated in any way. Um,
I'd like on each individual room, if it I'd like to quickly try and cast sift to browse through the rooms very quickly, just as I'm passing through.
Sift is what exactly?
Sift is
Uh,
like a ranged perception as though you were there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's nothing like sort of, crazy about any of these rooms that needs intense examination. They appear to be mostly left alone, and that's kind of it. Actually, in the
Never mind.
last room on the left, give me perception. I guess Sift would probably see this.
Sift just lets you make the perception
Oh
check.
well,
as-
make a perception then on the last room.
it
on the left.
doesn't just give me and it comes at a penalty because obviously you're not actually there. It's just a very very low level form of divination. 1d20 plus 2, 7.
So, okay.
It's dark.
You don't notice anything.
Actually, Zorn has an idea.
Oh,
Could Zorn use knowledge history to figure out where dwarves would normally put their valuables? Like in
Of
these
course.
militarized
of course.
23. Would it be like they hide them really well, or
Valuables in a dwarven fortress city would be, yes, very well hidden, very sort of deep within the central buildings. What you do know about dwarven fortress cities, and what you're about to find out, actually, just perception-wise, is that the choke points to enter them are usually quite difficult to get through. But once you get into the sort of main expanse, it is a large underground cave with buildings, rather than sort of like passageways and hallways and so forth. And where you're emerging to now seems to be the end of sort of this guard point, choke point area, and like downstairs and into like a main sort of street almost below you, with like buildings and so forth. But we'll get to that in a sec.
yeah, Zorn will actually try to force the group to go forward. Like,
Yeah, this is just the outside part. We have to go towards the center to get the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The
However,
good stuff.
However, as you pass by the last room on the left-hand side, you hear a stirring in the room. Something sort of moving. And this is the first time you've heard anything move other than yourselves in this entire place, other than that little rock fall. Sort of just something getting up or shifting in there.
I stop moving and I just stare at that entrance.
I guess Zorn would go with.
That's probably just thick air. Come on, this way.
Probably just what?
thick air. Don't you know thick
Thick
air makes
air.
that noise?
I'll
Um,
I'll guide the dancing lights to sort of surround that area.
I did not know.
As
that.
you shoot a dancing light into the left-hand room, the last room, is Tibbles asleep? Are you asleep? What are you doing? Are you sleeping?
I'm, 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 I'm fidgeting
I'll
with my
smack
phone.
you! I swear to
I'm
God.
not sleeping. Where? There's a room. There's a room, and something made a noise, and a light went toward it.
You bastard! I'm trying my best.
No, I'm
Okay.
fidgeting with. No, I'm paying attention. We're good.
All right.
I'm not asleep.
As you shoot the dancing lights of the I fucking as you shoot the dancing lights of the room, you see the shine off of black scales as something immediately as soon as there's light cast on it, like stands up and like hisses in your direction, like spit hisses. It has small wings and it's black scaled and it looks draconic. It's medium sized and clearly you've woken it up from a nap and it's pissed.
Okay, the first thing Zorn will
Aye.
do is say,
Wait, nothing, no problems here.
in Draconic.
In draconic?
Oh shit!
Okay, hang on one sec. I need to check something.
Also, Ferris making up the rear, looking the other, like, he's directly looking backwards, but when he hears the hiss, he goes, oh shit, and turns around with his bow at the ready.
I will try to get a knowledge check on it straight away as well. I get to make a
So
roll.
you hear in reply, Yin, in draconic. You hear in reply, "You're so loud." You know, like just it's like a kid complaining that you've woken him up from a nap sort of thing.
Can I,
Like,
is
go
it,
away! You're not supposed to be here.
can I roll? Is it knowledge arcana for
If you
dragons?
speak draconic, you understand this, and you can roll knowledge arcana for dragons if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to identify exactly what this is. And I double check, and yes, I do know what this conversation's going on.
I am sorry, but some idiots found a door and broke it. And now there's just going to be a steady trickle coming in here, constantly, unless we figure out what's down here so they don't come here.
Dragon, sort of. It's clearly a dragon, a very young dragon. You can tell by the way it talks that it's not very smart or, so forth, yet it's very juvenile. It responds, excuse me. The last person that disturbed my nap, I got rid of them. I'd get rid of you too.
I seriously doubt you'd be able to handle 5 of us.
It like looks at the
I
whole.
specialize in crippling things so other things can kill it very easily.
It sort of looks at the whole group and goes like, fine, and sort of backs up and sort of sits back down, curls back down, and goes like, you better be quiet though.
Oh, why is that?
Mama doesn't like it when things make her wake up.
I've been trying to just sort of like blasé the conversation because it's asinine for most of it. But when he says that or she says that, like there's a very visible reaction.
I'm not understanding any of it. So we should
However,
keep
I do
page.
not understand a damn thing that's going
I
on.
have no idea.
Hey, elf, high or low?
Hi.
Okay.
Is
Let's see.
how right? So first off, what does my 33 get me on knowledge? Just for its age?
Arcana? Oh, just
Yeah.
for its
Actually-
age?
Zorn will
I
go
mean,
It is
I'm
clearly
using-
incredibly young. This is a medium-sized dragon, so
Okay.
it's probably like a couple weeks, old sort of thing. Like we're talking like very young.
That's cool. I will. I will then ask.
Uh,
Do
could
you
I
know?
get Zorn to state something?
Yeah, sure.
are you on good terms with, Mama?
He sort of glares, or the dragon sort of glares, and goes like, "Why do you think I'm sleeping all the way out here?"
Oh. Hmm.
He'll look to Paige because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Zorn just assumes that she knows too much.
Does Paige know what kind of dragon this is with the 33?
I
Oh yeah, what kind of dragon? Looks like a black dragon.
All right.
Kinda weird though. Kinda weird though, because this isn't like their usual habitat, you know? Swamps and like wet places and sort of acidic nastiness is like where you get black dragons, sort of a lot of the time. And it's
Where-
very strange that they would be in sort of a dry dwarven fortress.
I
However, there are sewers above them.
Where is Mum? I'm asking the
And the
dragon.
dragon's like, in there? Somewhere. Sleeping.
Zorn will actually get a smile on his face and go,
Would you like to get on better terms with, Mama?
You don't know her.
I will snap an infernal. Stop it.
You speak infernal?
actually, yes, Zorn does.
Oh my god.
Zorn will respond in Infernal. I put it.
I've got a plan.
Look, this is something that's not going to solve itself by leaving. We need to create a solution now. And the best way to do it is to make sure we do it in diplomatic methods. Don't you agree? Or do you want to try to slay the dragon, or would you prefer the dragon come up to find us?
They are notorious for not being diplomatic in their own nature.
They're kind of far out of their nature, wouldn't you say?
Well, this one is.
Well, I seriously doubt the mother's a different color.
Zorn, why are you hating? Oh, I don't speak infernal. No.
The dragon is still looking at you all like really suspiciously, kind of like waiting for you to leave or to like ask it something discernible again. Because right now you're doing that thing where it doesn't understand what you're saying and it kind of wants to try and eat you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm staring at that thing super
Oh,
wide.
Zorn did ask him a question, and then they got into this argument.
yeah,
so
well,
I'm not sure.
exactly.
Because you asked a dangerous question.
And the dragon responded to your question and said like, you don't know her, you know.
I guess Zorn will turn back to the dragon and say,
That's right, we don't know her. That's why we need to get to her on positive levels. We don't want to end up beating each other to death or something.
She has a nasty temper. Don't wake her up. My brothers and sisters woke her up.
How many brothers and sisters do you have left?
Are you the only child remaining?
I don't know.
When was the last time you saw your family?
That is downright unsad.
Like I said, she has a temper.
Would you hold it against us if she tried to kill us and we had to end up, you know.
The dragon like laughs right now. This is like a hissing draconic laugh. He goes, "Don't wake her up."
Did my 33 give me the sort of age that dragons breed? Or
Dragons
black
breed?
dragons?
Anywhere
Black
from
dragons?
anywhere from adult to great worm, you know, sort of like they can breed.
I guess
Yeah, but I wanted
Zorn
to know
will
the sort of entry level.
Yeah,
turn
adult.
to the rest of the group and say, in common.
This is a baby dragon. The mother is at the center, probably guarding everything of value in this place. And she is probably quite powerful. And apparently hates noise.
Oh,
Being woken up specifically.
I just look down at what I'm wearing. I look at the group.
No,
G-
no.
That said, there's a good possibility that if we were to go looting, we'll probably cross paths with it. And I don't know how old or powerful it is. It could be easily more powerful than Galen can survive.
At the at the sort of base level, if it's giving birth or like it's laying eggs, I should say, it's very good fight for it's like a very very close fight for us, and I don't quite think it's in our favor. Assuming it's alone, because the little one has family that has siblings, and it doesn't know how many siblings are left because the mother seems to react negatively to being woken up to the tune of killing the little ones.
It's a dragon that's been in an underground cave with no discernible exit.
So there might be two of them.
Oh, there is definitely at least two of them. One of them's
Okay.
here.
Well, if
One
they're
is here.
breeding,
Well, if they're breeding, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a dwarf fortress. They could have taken some dragons and, after they left, they just kind of left them in there, and they eventually escaped.
indeed, very possible. Are you still conversing with this young dragon, or
We held that was all held in common. Um, I
It kind of like looks at you, Zorn, because you're the most draconic looking thing in the room, and it goes like, "If you go away now, I won't bite you. I'm already full of the last thing that came down here. You don't need to eat again. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, and I won't come after you."
We have no intention of attacking you. Unless you attack one of us, of course.
Good. It's sort of still.
So-
It's like curled back into a sleeping position, but like just like watching you like a hawk. You know what I mean? Like,
He'll turn back to the group again and say,
He wants to go back to sleep or something, and he'd rather we either leave or go further in.
just not be here.
I want to give it a hug.
It's alone out here. This is in common. I'll ask it.
I
I'll
will
ask it.
offer up saying I could potentially get in there
No.
without being heard.
That is exactly not what I said. I'll ask it like I'll just ask it in common. Like, do you understand me?
It doesn't seem to understand
Yeah,
common.
that's true.
However, oh, never mind. No,
I'm just standing
for this
around not
dragon
making
doesn't
noise.
mean anything. Kalen's just like a statue of plate.
Yep.
Right, we can't advance without making noise. So we're going to encounter them. Oh,
Them.
I'll ask it. I'll ask it. Sorry. Where's Dad?
It sort of goes, you mean my older brother?
I'm glad I can't
Where-
understand Draconic right now.
Where's he?
Somewhere with Mama.
How big would you say Mum is?
Big.
Zorn will say Infernal.
This probably is why it's not attacking us on sight.
This is probably why they're a little off.
And also why he's so far out here.
Yeah, he's running. He's run off. So, I'll turn back to the dragon. In if you could indulge me, please. If like I'll stand next to like say Kaelin,
Hmm.
and like I'll do this sort of arms outstretched thing, and then I'll sort of gesture to Kaelin to do the same.
Hands out.
Are we talking bigger than this?
Hmm.
I'll get Ferris to join in like in a line. Bigger
Okay.
than this?
How many of you are there? I don't think there are enough.
There's three. We'll say three.
No.
Including tail or not?
It's like 15 feet long. Can I make like a sort of knowledge check on black dragons to know like, assuming this is like 15 feet? Uh,
Black dragons get really big, just like all dragons when they get
Mhm.
older. Uh, by common sense, sort of knowledge about what's currently happening, um, this place hasn't been touched in a very, very, very long time, and only recently have people started disturbing this place again.
yeah, this is why I'm terrified.
And something that has survived for a very, very long time and is a
It's old.
dragon is probably
It's
very, very large.
yeah, that's fine.
And also very, very stuck, unless there's some sort of way
Possible.
out. Yeah.
Why do you think she's breeding with her own offspring?
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
For giggles.
Right.
No one has
Okay.
giggles.
Perhaps we should bring up the issue to the ogres. They seem quite knowledgeable. I
What?
don't actually say that because I don't know that,
Yeah.
but I still think it's funny.
Send the ogres, problem solved. Hot potato it to the dragon.
Stupid ogres.
Right.
They
So
would smush this lizard with no problem.
They couldn't fit in the tunnel down.
Yeah, they would have trouble getting down here.
I will explain
Cast
the
grease and slide
situation.
them through.
I'll explain the situation to the rest of the group that there is a black dragon who is really old, who has been, I'm going to guess, breeding and then eating her with her own offspring to guard the treasure that she's found here, that she's too big to get away from because all of the caves are smaller than she is now. And that's why he doesn't have any siblings, because she's ate them, but she's keeping one male alive for food.
Pretty fucked up, right?
Yeah, there's a pause and just the quietest Galen like it's worse than orcs. Like just really quiet comment. Not even orcs.
That's the situation that we're dealing with. The thing that's
So
getting
she's
the
really
rats.
big, yes?
Well, I'll explain why I did the 15-foot thing.
Yeah. Because Ferris is getting a bit impatient at this point.
How old is this place?
Definitely considering walking down to have a look.
Can I knowledge history to try and assess how old this place is? Like this, I can like get an estimate for this area. Is that a thing that I can do, or do I need a different knowledge?
Sorry, repeat for me?
Can I use knowledge history to try and know how old this place is that
Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking?
for sure.
Right, I'll take 20, 33. No, 36.
From the carvings that you've seen on the wall, and you remember because you've done a lot of dwarven history research, the stuff on the front door was like second king, third king of Hammerfell
Right.
type characters. So this place is easily like 800 to 1,000 years old.
Wow. And do I know how long ago they would have sort of moved out of this area? Like vacated?
Probably like 500 years, 600 years.
Give it 100 years, even 100 years, which is huge of abandonment. That could mean the thing down there is 400 years old. That's this is like really, really like big ballpark figures that are really acquirable for these sort of things. Like this could easily be 400 years old, maybe older. Can I use
At the
the
mention
knowledge?
of 400 years old, he's like, "Oh my god," and sneaks off down the
I gotta
passage.
see it.
Oh my god.
I start walking.
The
I
cat's
can't
gone.
take
The
it
cat's
anymore. I
gone.
start walking.
Is he walking deeper or walking out? Because
Deeper.
Deeper, yeah,
And
yeah.
what Zorn is
Like,
going to say is, because he wants Ferris on his side, is going to say,
Just think, not a single person in Hammerfell has seen something like this for at least 500 years.
this will definitely kill you.
This will definitely
This will
kill you.
this will
As long as you're
100%.
really quiet, you won't.
This is an incredibly old, incestuous, crazy black dragon mama.
Like you're 100% found and dead. This isn't like anything that you've ever encountered. This thing will spot you. These dragons have an innate alertness about them. They know these things. They
Well,
will
just
find
think.
you.
I'd
There's
turn
always
around.
that possibility that
Shh,
maybe
I'm
the
pretty
original
sneaky.
died, and it's just the next generations of incest.
No, wait. Here's the situation first. If you go down there, I will just shout because I will have you be the bait because you will get us killed.
what?
You know what? I'm gonna kill the session right here. Because this is fucking
I'm
perfect.
gonna write a note of what Paige just said. Could you repeat that for me, Paige?
Like, I will have you as the bait because you will get us killed.
I will shout. I will have you as the
No,
bait.
that's not what I said.
You said
I
you
said-
will shout.
Okay, wait,
I
guys, can I just close out and like
Yeah,
let you
yeah,
guys
go
do
ahead.
this like after when we're just sitting on Twitch? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I'm quite happy with this one. This went quite well, and I will see you guys next time. Later.